This is the plaintiff, Shanker Nayar. He says he was at a four-way stop in his 2003 Toyota 4Runner, and as he proceeded through the intersection, the defendant drove into his driver's side wheel. The accident was most definitely the defendant's fault, but he refuses to pay for the damages he caused, so he's suing for the $1,315.45 he's owed. This is the defendant, James Degnan. He says the accident didn't happen like the plaintiff says. In fact, it was the plaintiff who crashed into him. That's right. The guy smacked right into his car, and he's lucky neither he nor his 7-year-old were injured. He thinks the only reason the guy filed this bogus lawsuit is because his insurance refused to pay. He's accused of a vehicular assault. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $500 for his deductible.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says he was driving along when the defendant nailed him in an intersection. But the defendant says the plaintiff was the crasher. It's the case of a crash course in car accidents.
Okay, Sankar Nair?
Yes.
You are suing James
Degnan.
for $1,315.45 that you are going to have to spend or spent in order to fix a car from an accident that you say was his fault. You are counterclaiming against him $500 for your deductible that you had to pay to fix your car when your insurance, I take it, handled your car.
Yes.
What happened? Come on up to the board and show me.
The accident happened on November 27th at 5:35 p.m. It was a dark evening. It was raining.
It was a dark and stormy night, okay?
Dark and stormy night.
Pick a car you want to be.
My car is blue.
Okay.
And this is the other car.
Okay. Now it's a four-way stop.
It's a four-way stop.
Okay.
And I came here,
Okay.
stopped here,
Okay.
and I did see a car coming from here, but I was already here. I stopped and I proceeded.
So you saw his car,
Yes.
and his car had not reached a stop sign yet.
Yes, it was.
So you felt you had the right of way.
I couldn't see what kind of car it was, or I saw the lights. So I stopped here and I proceeded.
But you're positive you got to the stop sign first because you saw that he wasn't at the stop sign yet.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I proceeded this way, and somewhere around here, this car came and hit the front wheel of my car.
Just the wheel.
Just the wheel. The damage is only to the wheel.
Show me the paperwork for the estimate.
This is the estimate, and this is the actual repair itself.
Okay.
Okay, so you folks get out of the car, and what is said to each other?
When I got out of the car, the defendant asked me whether I'm all right, and I told him, yes, I am.
And then what happens? Are the police
Then
called
we
out?
police. He called
And the police wrote a report.
Yes.
Do either of you have the police report?
Yes, I have it.
May I have it?
Thank you, sir.
All right, now, did you contact him and tell him you got to pay for my car?
No, I made a claim against his insurance company.
And then his insurance company denied the claim.
That's correct. The letter from the insurance company is here,
Let me see that.
and this is my reply to the insurance company.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Based on our investigation, we do not believe our insured was legally liable for your damages. Our insured did stop at the stop sign and then proceeded into the intersection when you did fail to stop at your stop sign and struck our insured's vehicle. In the absence of legal liability, we would not be justified in making settlement. Therefore, we're denying payment. You send them a letter saying your conclusion is incorrect. Your insured hit the side of my car. I've sent you photos to prove it. Okay, but so what? He hits the side of your car. If I'm driving where I'm supposed to drive and then someone runs a red and gets in my way, I'm going to hit them, but that doesn't make me liable. You can't be in a place you're not supposed to be. So,
Well, I'm the one on the right-hand side.
yeah, and what relevance does that have?
Under the New York State the driver's manual, it says that the person on the right-hand side has the right of way.
You're not finishing that sentence. If what?
If both of them arrive at the intersection at the same time.
That is correct. That's the
But
part
I
of the
did arrive
sentence you're not
first.
saying.
But I did arrive first.
You arrived first. Okay, let me hear from you.
Okay, Your Honor. Returning home, I was proceeding northbound on Armstrong Road.
You want to come up?
Okay. I stopped at this stop sign proceeding northbound. There was a car in front of him that stopped. That car proceeded. Then I started to proceed northbound, and Then he pulled up the stop sign and I kept going. We had the accident, and then after that, I got out of the car. I said, "You okay?" I said, "Yes." And I said,
Show me the accident. Put the cars where they...
pretty much about where he put it,
Where he put it.
right along that line.
All right, go ahead and go back to the lectern. Were you in the car alone?
I was in with my son.
How old is your son?
How old are you, Peter?
A little bit over 6.5, but still 6.
Oh, come on.
We got to hear from him, right?
I want to hear from Peter.
So who's more responsible? The guy who could have avoided the accident or the guy who didn't have the right of way?
Personally, I think the guy that could have avoided the accident, pedestrian is always number one.
Well, it's not a pedestrian. We're talking 2 cars. But what is it? The guy who avoided it or the guy who didn't have the right of way?
The guy who could have avoided it, because if he has a chance to stop an accident, then why not?
Here you go. Going inside the courtroom.
How old are you, sweetheart?
6.5, but a tiny bit over, but still 6.
Yeah, a tiny bit over, but still 6. Okay, were you in the car when this happened?
Yes.
Yes. And is this the first accident you've been in?
Mostly, yeah.
What was it like? Tell me what happened.
I mean, I was amazed that this was happening. I know this has happened a lot of times before.
But not to you.
Yeah, not to me.
Right. It's a bigger deal when it happens to you in the
Yeah.
car. Were you looking when it happened?
I mean, I was looking at it was happening.
Okay.
But when it was happening, I was sleeping. So I felt the boom, and then I woke up surprised.
Okay, yeah, that's no way to wake up.
Because the other car, he was like pushing us like over into the side of the road over there.
Okay. Wow.
So I was kind of a little surprised about that.
Right. Dad, you can just sit down. I'm having a final time with you. All right, you are a doll. Go ahead and sit down, sweetheart. Good job. Very good job. All right, you lose because he's cute.
Okay.
No. Let me ask you a question. You handed me the police report.
Yes.
And in the police report, I'm a little bit concerned because the officer talks to both of you and he writes down what you say
Yes.
so that people can't change what they say later. And here's what the police report says. Vehicles 1 and 2 were in a collision. Driver 1, that would be you,
Yes.
stated he stopped for a stop sign and did not see the other vehicle.
What I meant was, when he hit me, it was a surprise to me. I did
Just
not.
ask to young Peter.
I did not. Yes. I couldn't do anything to avoid the accident because I didn't see him right before he hit me.
Sir, it is so simple. Who got to the stop sign first?
Me.
How do you know?
Because I saw him approach.
Then why do you tell a police officer you didn't see him?
What I told him is that I could not avoid him because I didn't see him.
If you didn't see
I've
him,
been inside
then
the
how is
intersection.
it that you know that you got there first? You know
Yes.
what happened? What happens all the time? The car in front of you goes, so you're not paying attention, so you go. But it's not your turn. It's the other guy's turn. And you didn't stop. That's what happened. That's why you told the officer, when you were still being honest, I didn't see him. I
have been driving a car for 40 years.
And
I had never had a chargeable accident. And
A chargeable accident.
And that is no accident.
No, this is no accident. This is an accident. And it resulted in $1,000-something.
I never had a chargeable
And you know
accident.
who else it resulted in a problem for? Him. Because he had to pay a $500 deductible, which he didn't even bother to sue you for. But since you've done him the favor of suing him, he has now filed a $500 counterclaim against you for the deductible. That way he won't be out anything. Now, not only am I going to look at what the police officer wrote down and not believe he's in some cahoots against you, but I'm going to look at this and say, you owe that man $500. When you tell an officer on the scene, I never saw that car, you don't get to just come into court and change it so that you can win.
It doesn't happen.
That
is not what
not
I
in
said.
this planet, not here, not in my courtroom,
Your Honor,
and not
that
in
is
any
not
other
what-
courtroom of
I'm
any
sorry,
thinking
that is
judge
not what
in
I said.
America. Verdict for the defendant on the plaintiff's claim against the defendant, and verdict for the defendant on the defendant's counterclaim. $500 verdict for the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Pete.
The plaintiff looks both ways and then comes out into the hallway. Okay, step on in here. What's your feeling about coming out of there empty-handed?
I'm kind of disappointed because the judge didn't.
She listened to every word you said very carefully.
She didn't interpret what I said correctly.
Like the policeman didn't either, right?
Yes, he didn't.
He didn't. Nobody's interpreting what you say correctly. Why is that? Maybe
No,
the
it
accident
is.
was your fault. Maybe.
No, I don't
Maybe.
think so. I don't think so. But
Oh, well.
that's how that is.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. You just go right down this way. All right. Did the judge interpret what you said correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so step on up here. Satisfied how this comes out?
Yes.
Peter, come on in. Peter, come on in over here, right in front of Dad. And turn this way.
Turn this way, there's a camera.
Right, turn this way. Let me tell you something. You won the case.
He's why I won
You
the
won the
case.
case.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
think? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel pretty good, but it wasn't our fault.
Right?
I mean,
Go on.
yeah. It wasn't our fault,
That's-
but
the judge agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yep.
And all because of what you said, pretty much.
You did a good job.
Yeah, nice job.
I just want
All
to
right.
say that
See
if he would have just waited
Peter summed it up.
a split of a second more, his car would have went right into his
Harvey?
door and hurt him.
Okay, Kurt, so this happens so much in court. The plaintiff comes in and says, I haven't had an accident in 40 years, as if that means he didn't have an accident and he wasn't the cause of it this time. It's irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant. You could have a spotless driving record, and that doesn't mean you couldn't screw up yesterday. And the bottom line is each case is looked at fresh.